Well, now, have you ever felt like you're losing it? Like you feel like everyone is ahead of you. Like you see as if everyone is rich except you. You feel like you're suffering. You feel like people are winning. I'm not winning. You feel like, you know what? Am I doing something wrong? Or am I doing something that I'm not supposed to do? Or am I doing something, or am I not doing something that I'm supposed to do, or something of sort? That is a normal feeling of a human being, especially when you hit your 30s. You know, the moment you clock your 30s and something thereabout, there is this anxiety that kicks in. You feel like, you know what? Oh, my brothers, my sisters, you know what? My friends are married, they have kids or something. You know what? I heard that my friend actually bought a parcel of land somewhere. I haven't bought a car or something of that. You get what I'm saying? You feel like, wow, time is moving. You feel like you ain't gonna achieve all these kind of things. And then you try to touch this and that at the same time. And that's where you realize that you actually have a divided attention and nothing is working out. That is exactly what I'm gonna talk about, because I've realized this is actually a tension, or should I call it an anxiety, that is affecting a lot of people. And if you're feeling exactly that, guess what? Now, this is the video for you. At the end of this video, I dare promise you, all right? Okay, let's have a promise. I dare promise you at the end of this video, I'm gonna live in a situation whereby you'll be like, wow, I didn't know that. And again, I'm expecting a surprise from you. I'm expecting you to surprise me by actually hitting that like button and making sure that you subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new good video. Let's get in the business. Now, here we are. See, when you feel that kind of a feeling, first of all, you need to ask yourself, what happened, or where are you, or where are they? So that you can see, there is nothing wrong with you. Okay, I know a motivational speaker will tell you, you know what, stay on your lane, do not compare yourself with the other. You are not. The reality is that we are on a competition. That's for sure. We are on a competition. Why? Because, for example, this channel of mine, I talk about finances. It's not the only channel that talks about finances, for God's sake, on YouTube. We have many others that are out there, all right? So if you tell me that we aren't on a competition, I mean, seriously, you're lying, all right? So, by the back of your head, truly, from your brothers and sisters, you compete with each other. From your friends, you try to make sure that you appear the best more than them, all right? That's the reality. So the issue is this. Now, here you are, all right? So now here you are, and you feel like, you know what? Everyone is rich except me. Now, what are the parameters of you measuring the richness? What are the parameters have you used for you to determine that that person is richer than you? And first of all, what does rich to you mean? What does rich to you mean? For example, let's say somebody is trapped in the desert. There is no, obviously, you know what is in the desert, a lot of sands and animals and what have you, but not really a lot of animals. But the issue is this: you find that there is no water. If there is something that is very vital in a desert, is the cover and the food, the shelter and something. Okay, now fine, that individual needs a lot of water. He needs water to drink, and you give that person a bottle of water, and you give them, say, 100 dollar bill, or you give them 100 shilling, or whatever they think it is. Which one would you think that guy will pick? Money is useless in that particular case scenario, because everyone is looking for the water. Now the issue is this: for example, if today I give you 100,000 Kenyan shilling, somebody may feel, wow, amazing, this is money that will actually transform my life. Have you ever met somebody who is telling you, if you can only give me 4,000, not even 4,000, if you can give me 1,500 Kenyan shillings today, that's like $15, I got a business with me. I can be able to prepare some chapatis or mandazis, I can hook them, I can sell them, I can be able to make some cash. Somebody else tells you, you know what, I only need 10,000, I can start a fruit business or egg business, I can be able to make some cash out of it. Someone else tells me, you know what, I'm in search of 3 million because I want to buy myself a pickup, because I want to get myself into business. Someone tells you, guess what, I have a short of 100 million because there's a project. You get what I'm saying? So richness is actually at that term that it's actually, it is not, what do we call it? It is not like standard to everyone. It differs from whom you ask. So when you feel like everyone is ahead of you, ask yourself, what are they doing differently and what are you doing as of now? Let's say, for example, here you are, you earn 40,000 Kenyan shillings a month. All right, and here you have somebody or some people whom you feel that they are rich and wealthy and more than you are, and these guys are earning 120,000 Kenyan shilling a month. Let's say you can afford to live in a one bedroom worth maybe, let's say, 8,000. Okay, 8,000 Kenyan shilling a month. This guy is living in a one bedroom worth 22,000 Kenyan shilling, all right, or two bedroom, or whichever they think it is. Obviously, this money comes with a good view, scenery, good location, better security, and what have you. And probably with this guy can actually, this guy has the potential, assuming the guy has a good head, in terms of the management, this guy can manage to save as little as 50,000 Kenyan shilling a month. All right, say he saved a little bit of, let's say, 10 months. This guy, 10 months, this guy has a 500,000. If this guy has a 500,000, probably this guy can decide to do a down payment for a car, and then the next minute you find this guy driving a 1.4 million car, which actually did a down payment of 500,000. Then there is a deduction of, let's say, 15 or 20 or 18,000 per month. So the guy is driving. For your case, the money that you can be able to salvage or save, maybe say per month, is 7,000 Kenyan shilling. The same period of time, which is 10 months, you have your 770,000. You are way far from achieving this car. Now, before you even say you feel like you're poor compared to others, first of all, make sure that you do all the calculations to understand why are they having that what they have compared to that what you do not have. This case scenario, this guy can actually achieve, maybe let's say even this guy is actually used the loan to acquire this car just to impress the people and probably carry you and take you to places and show you how successful they are. Some people, they have actually gone to a notch higher to actually use their money to actually impress the asses, and they're actually suffering on loans. And others are truly successful. They have achieved something. So it is good to understand this guy is in the situation that he is in because car is far much important. Let's say this guy is an Uber guy. This is what he does. So this guy actually buying 1.4 million worth of a car, and this guy, he makes maybe, let's say, 3,000 Kenyan shillings per day, and maybe let's say 1,500 goes for the car, or maybe 1,000 goes for the car. The 2,000 remains, maybe goes for the food and what have you. Maybe the guy is managing to save 800 per day in his savings. So basically, this guy, what happens is he appears rich, he appears successful. But if you dissect into the mathematics, probably this guy is suffering more than you think. And guess what? Maybe the guy is truly successful. So it is also good to make sure that you dissect everything on what this guy does. Now, this is the point. Assuming truly this guy is successful and that's what he makes in a month and what have you, and here this is where you are. I always tell people, don't try to acquire what they have with what you have. Because for them to acquire what they have, they never used what you have. They used a different thing to acquire what they have. So if you try to squeeze the 40K to acquire you this, it ain't gonna happen. And if it, see, it's not gonna happen. It won't happen. That's a reality and that is a fact. So what do? You ask yourself, out of my 40, then how can I elevate mine to this particular level if then I want to acquire that what they have? So you have to bring your income to their income. So how do you do that? Again, you actually be calculative. You ask yourself, I'm employed, I earn 40,000, I managed to save 7,000. Okay, the only way I can be able to do this, guess what? This guy operates a business. Maybe you can borrow an idea from the guy. Maybe let's say this guy, maybe say he refills water, or maybe he sells some gas, or maybe let's say guy has a small cosmetic somewhere or something, or whatever he does, whether he is employed or if he is employed by, for example, as you, then you can ask yourself, I save 7,000, I multiply this by 10 months, or maybe say in a year I have a couple of 80,000 or something of sort. In a period of 1 year, therefore can use this money and start a business or a venture, employ somebody. That person probably make a profit of 1,000 in a day. We actually have the profit. He takes or she takes the 500, I take the 500. So on my basket, I've added an extra 500 per day multiplied by 30. I have myself 1,000 or 15,000 on top of what I have on 40,000. Now I'm at 55. I'm at 55,000. Yes, I'm not yet where they are, but I am doing something, and I can say, hey, guess what? How about I pump in this cash into my business to grow it better? You keep on pumping this business. It might take you 2, 3, or even 4, 5 years, but the point is this: you are progressing. And what you do not compare you with them, or you only compare yourself when you want to be motivated. What you do, you compare yourself with the last month. That's what you do. You compare yourself with the last month. You compare yourself with yesterday. Compare yourself with the yesterday's or last year's achievement. That gives you the motivation to go for the next one and the next one and the next one. Let's say it takes you a whole year to realize 14,000 extra income on top of the 40 that you have for you to get 55,000. You get what I'm saying? So in short, what I'm trying to tell you is this. In this world, yes, we are on a competition. But one thing that you're supposed to understand is this. We are all served with different questions. I was once relating to some people who are employed somewhere, and somebody was telling me, Joseph, I feel like my friend here earns more than I do, yet we do the same job from the same institution. And when we did our own research, we realized the guy whom the guy was claiming that he's earning more, actually the guy wasn't earning more. The guy was this guy who lived affluently. The guy who, if you go to their houses, they have close to nothing. But how they dress to impress. So this is a guy who invests on the dressing and what have you, how they look. And I realized, and the guy was telling me, the guy cannot even accept us to go to his home. The way he dresses, he actually scares me. He makes me feel like he earns double of that what I do. See, before you even take people randomly there and believe or think that they are successful, you never know what people are going through and whatever they are doing. It is good to stay you alone on your lane. Look at them, what they are doing, so that you can get the motivation. For God's sake, you're not an island. You cannot live by yourself. And also try to, check on what they are doing. Try to compare yourself with yesterday and other progress and what have you. That way, you're gonna shake off what we call the anxiety that comes in with, with old age, without acquisition. For example, you have somebody who is at their 40s. They're earning this amount of money, even less than 40. Somebody is earning at 20,000. They're at their 40s. Now you're telling that individual to compare themselves with this. You're actually making that guy can even develop some mental health. So what you do is that you stay on your own. You ask yourself, I'm at 30s, I am at 40s, I am at 50s. Now, how do I get this right? There's a video that I made that I told you I was approached by a 55 years old individual who was having close to like 5 years to go so that he can get a retirement. And he was telling me, you know what, Joseph? I accept. I messed up my life. I actually threw parties and what have you, but I want to get it right the next 5 years. What do I do so that I put my house in order? Because I don't want to be a nuisance to my children. So you stay your own lane. So if the 55 guy compared himself with another 55 guy, you can tell me the kind of a crisis of another 55-year guy who actually got his things in order. You can just imagine the kind of a crisis there can be if that comparison was even actually to happen. So it's always good to stay within your lane so that at least you'll be able to achieve that what you're looking for, because that's how the greatness is achieved. Greatness is achieved when you ask yourself, what are others are doing? What can I be able to do? What are the potentials that do I have? And those that you can push yourself to the next level. That's good Joseph speaking, and that's my video. And by the way, guess what? If you got value on this video, make sure that you leave me a comment on the comment section. And don't forget, if you'd like to get a conversation with me, my number is always on the description of this specific video. Grab it and shoot me a call. We can have a discussion. For now, so goodbye and see you in the next one.